Yo, what is up, YouTube? So today I want to talk about, should you pull for the upcoming, or rather I think she'll be here right now, the Umamusume Mejiro Bright, alongside the support card banners that are going to feature a rerun featuring Kaden-chan, Wit card, and Rob Roy, an SSR speed card. On top of that, we'll talk a little bit about the story mode card, the Team Serious group card, as well as make up for the fact that we didn't cover the Satano Diamond, Marvelous Sunday, Guts card, and Kaden-chan Speed card. If this is helpful to you at all, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Use code MAMBO for 10% off your gamer subs. Let's get right into it. So, let's talk about first Mejiro Bright. Very cool design, very cute design. Love her hair, love her clothes. Very, very cool. Mejiro Bright, 3-star Umamusume. She has 14% stamina growth, 8% guts, 8% wit as well, and she's primarily going to be like a late surge or an end closer. She's built for medium long distance. If you're trying to do track blazer with her, it's pretty nice because mile rating is at C, so she only really needs one slot for her mile rating to be bumped up into B rating, which is perfectly fine and usable for late surge or an end closer, I believe. What's really cool though about Mejiro Bright is her unique skill. Lovely Spring Breeze. From the mid-pack in the second half of the race, slightly increased velocity steadily for a duration based on remaining endurance. So what does that mean? Remaining endurance, very unique skill, okay? And if you take a look at the effect of it first, you have a 15 meter per second target speed boost, which is like not big, right? Most speed boosts are 35 meters per second, and if it's a greatly skill, it's a 45 meter per second, right? And so the efficacy is pretty low, but the reason why it's low is because its duration of the effect is very long. So the scaling, how that works, we have a 5-second duration unique skill, but it also scales with how much HP you have when you activate this skill. What is your HP? Well, you don't see your HP anytime when you're doing a race, okay? But with the help of like simulators, we can kind of take a look at how much HP you do have. So if we take a look at like this VFillator, right? This UMA simulator, if we take a look at, let's say, the Hanshin 3200 meter Aquarius Cup, okay? And we have an end closer with 1,000 stamina. We can't put Mejiro Bright in here, but we give her like Swing and Maestro and After School Stroll. If I take a look at like how much remaining stamina she has, but like at 1600 meter, which is the halfway mark of this this track, and that's when this skill activates, okay? On the halfway mark, as long as she's like between 4th and 7th, what HP she's going to have is around 2700 HP, okay? 2700 remaining endurance, 2700 HP. These are synonymous. These are the same thing. And if you look at like this Japanese site over here, which kind of calculated or at least pin down exactly what duration you would get. If you have around 2600 remaining HP at the time of activation, you'll have 11 seconds times the duration, or rather the length of the track, right? Divided by 1,000, so it's like 3.2, right? So you're talking about a over 33-second duration unique skill. An over 33-second duration unique skill. And if you build even more stamina, or if you put even more heals, like it could go on forever, right? It could go on for like the rest of the race. Realistically, you're probably looking at around this 11-second mark, right? You can see that if you move it up or down, it doesn't really scale like terribly or like too much, right? So 11 seconds times the length sounds like reasonably what you'd be able to get. And it's a very unique skill. It's very interesting. You don't really get to see anything like this, so I would definitely be very interested in seeing how she does, especially in the Aquarius Cup, with this unique skill. It's basically like Gold Chip's unique skill, but it lasts for a very long time, right? If you take a look at Gold Chip's unique skill and just like compare it, right? Gold Chip's unique skill, if we go over here, it is Anchors Away. So you're going to get a moderately increased boost. So more, more speed boost over here by 10. And this is always a 6-second duration, just always constantly, right? Times 3.2, that means she's going to be around 18, 19 seconds duration unique skill. So by comparison, like this is a very, like at least double that, right? It's around double that length. It's a very, again, unique skill. And so I definitely would like to see how well it does. It's going to be very interesting to see. But besides that, you have end closer corners. So very handy, especially to build her as an end closer. You also have Indomitable as a unique, not unique, but a golden heal skill. Stamina Eater is not bad too. And Pressure is very good. So I would say Mejiro Bright, you know, solid Oshi pick, let's just say. But also just a very interesting Umamusume for sure. It's going to be interesting to see how well this speed boost does. Even if it is a smaller efficacy, it just lasts for a very, very long time. Okay? All right. Moving on. Let's go ahead and talk about the Rerun banner and whether or not you should care about it. So, Kaden-chan SSR Wit card alongside the Zenorob-Roy SSR Speed card. To talk about Kaden-chan SSR support card, she is not a must-pull by any means, but she's a very, very good Wit card nonetheless. She's especially good if you're trying to build a sprint runner, because if you take a look at her unique skill, or rather her skill hints, she only provides sprint skills, basically, right? But if you take a look at her skills from events, she does provide perfect prep and meticulous measures. Meticulous measures in particular is pretty good, especially if you're making a sprint Umamusume. It gives not just lane movement speed, it also gives acceleration on top of that. I don't think this one... Oh, this one does. Yeah, it's a gold skill of meticulous measures. So if you're building a sprint Umamusume, this is a really good... This is like a best in slot Wit card, okay? Because if you look at the multipliers, friendship bonus, you have high specialty priority, you have mood effect and training effectiveness, right? And 5% race bonus, or 6% race bonus at base, okay? She's like best in slot for like sprint Umamusume, anyone you're trying to build for sprint. But even if you're not trying to build her for sprint, or build your Uma for sprint, you have access to her first chain event, hashtag current potential, which lets you pick either the top option to continue her chain events, or you could pick the bottom option and end her chain events early, which is very nice because for SSR cards, they have typically 3 chain events. And when you're doing a career scenario, right, you can only have like 2 chain events going on at a time. So if you're having like Kaden-chan, Kita-san Black, Super Creek, right? Fine Motion, whatever. These chain events are going to be competing for like what can be currently active, what could be currently running. With Kaden-chan, you can just end her event, and your reward for that is 30 energy and playtime's over, which is one of the best velocity skills in the game. So this is a very good chain event. This is a very good skill. And on top of that, she has very good stat stick passives. If you get her to 3 limit break, you could get 5% race bonus on her support effect, which means she'll have 10% race bonus in total. She also gives whip bonus, initial friendship gauge. I would say at 3 limit break, she's a very good card. And even at base, though, she's very, very nice as well. Very worth like considering at least, because she has 6% race bonus, okay? So I would say, yeah, Kaden-chan is a very cool Wit card. I wouldn't say it's a must-pull. She's not like Nice Nature. She's not like Fine Motion. She's not like Super Creek by any means, you know? But she's a very solid Wit card if you do happen to pull her, okay? Besides that, you have Zenorob-Roy, the Speed SSR. Now, the Zenorob-Roy Speed SSR, at base, actually has some really good statistic passives. You have 50% race bonus, 5% training effectiveness, low specialty priority, which is whatever, but you have 20% mood effect. But you have the 3 stat stick passives. On top of that, you have 5% on the unique effect, so that's bumping that up to 10, and 10% friendship training, which is bumping this up to 25. So at base, really good stat stick passives. What she suffers from, however, and what makes her unusable in Track Blazer, in my opinion, is the fact that she has no race bonus to speak of. No race bonus at all in the support effects, not even if you limit break it. But outside of the scenario, outside of the current Track Blazer scenario, definitely a very good card to consider. Okay. 1 limit break, you get the speed bonus, which is very nice. Anything else after that is like kind of whatever, honestly. Like, we don't really care too much about the hints. And the boost that she gets to her stats is not really significant at all to change the consideration. I would say at base or 1 limit break is nice. And when you take a look at the hints that she offers, she does have Nimble Navigator, which is cool, right? She also has right-handed, left-handed from skills from events, which is something you can choose on the second chain event. You could choose to be right-handed or left-handed, right? Get that speed boost, which is nice. And however, her main selling point would have to be the golden heal that she provides for late surgers. And if you look at the conditions, basically, like, the conditions is you just be a late surger and you'll get a 5.5% heal. So it's like a swinging maestro for late surgers. It's just a very good, consistent heal skill for them. So the heal skill is very good. At base, she's good. At 1 limit break, she's good. But just not for this scenario. Not for Track Placer. For Track Placer, she's pretty much unplayable. Okay. If you do roll this card, you know, pretty nice card to roll for. If you can make race bonus without her, then you could definitely roll her for or use her for late surger decks. Especially ones that need a heal. Well, otherwise, like, I wouldn't roll her right now. Or, like, she's definitely a not so good card to roll for in this current scenario. So for this rerun banner, should you roll for it? I would say it's a pretty easy skip. You know, you're not making a lot of sprint Umamusume, and Karen-chan is not as like much of a must pull as any of the other cards like Silver Creek Fine Motion, any of the other ones, or Nice Nature Wit card even. So it's not a must pull by any means. It's a pretty easy skip for most players. Moving on, let's talk about the story card, Team Sirius. Team Sirius SSR support card, and this is going to be a group card. For group cards, whatever Umamusume is on this art basically cannot be used in other parts of the deck, which is fine. If you take a look at all of these Umamusume, none of them have like really good cards that a lot of people are playing in their decks. But you cannot also like use these Umamusume with this card. Like, I cannot run Special Week and use the card Team Sirius. Okay, so that's the only thing. Besides that, there's not really that much of a difference between group cards and PAL cards. It's just a card that has like dates that you can go on, and these are like the same dates no matter when you pick it, and that's pretty much it, right? I believe though it's like not a chain, so you could choose like any one of these. Like, when you click the recreation, you'll see option to go with Mejiro McQueen, Rise Shower, Winning Ticket. You'll go through all of them. Once you go through all of them, you'll get the last chain event, the Meaning of Support. Okay. But this card, right? This card, as far as like the stats goes, it's whatever. She does have, or rather, this group card does have 5% race bonus. You have 1 skill point bonus. It's you know, it's not an event card. It's something that you could get at max eventually. But would it be run even for a free-to-play deck? It's hard to say. Probably not. Just because like the race bonus that it does apply is not really that much even. And the initial guts that it gives, that's kind of what all it is. And it's pretty whatever. It's not initial speed. It's not initial stamina, right? I would say it's pretty easy to kind of ignore this. Now, that being said, in the story mode, there is going to be a chapter where it is going to be difficult to complete that chapter unless you teach that Umamusume this skill, Best in Japan. Best in Japan will make that one particular chapter pretty much like a scripted win if you learn the skill and give it to that Umamusume who you run for that chapter. For that reason, you probably are going to do like maybe a run with it just to get that skill and use it for that story mode chapter. But otherwise, like, you know, I don't really think anyone's going to be using this, not even for like a free-to-play deck. Okay. But moving on, let's talk about the Satuno Diamond original. I'm sorry. Let's talk about the Satuno Diamond, who I've missed in a previous, or rather, basically I didn't have a video for her, okay? Satuno Diamond is going to be a pretty cool Umamusume. You have 50% stamina, 50% wit, and I would say she's very solid as like a runner and even as a parent. Okay, a very decent runner and a parent. You have medium A, long A. You can raise the mile rating to B pretty easily. She primarily prefers to be a late surger, but she can also be built as a pace chaser. If you take a look at the skills that she offers, lie in wait. So she has the gold late surger heal skill that we talked about earlier. That's usually, it's very rare. It's pretty much only on Zeno Rob Roy or on the Wit Satsuno Diamond card that's free. She also has feature act, which is a pretty good long speed skill. So she's built for long distance tracks. She also has firm conditions and right-handed demon, which is funny because she has no hands. All right. If we take a look at her unique skill, Eternal Encompassing Shine. If well positioned at the start of the final straight, her strong willpower to win increases velocity. If positioned near the front, greatly increased velocity instead. This skill is pretty easy to proc and activate. You just have to be between 2nd and 5th place. You have to be within 5 meters from the first place Umamusume, and you have to be on the last straight. And if you do all that, you get the greatly speed boost option, which inherited is the 25, which is not bad at all, right? So it's an end game velocity skill that has pretty easy conditions, even to get like the greatly speed boost. If you're not within 5 meters from the first place, then you get the lower, not so good version, but it's not, it was probably never going to help you anyway. You know what I mean? But this can definitely help you win races. And I would say as a inherited skill, it's fine. On herself, it's great. I would say for sure. She just doesn't have acceleration on her kit, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue, considering if you use like head on, right, for a pace chaser. This unique skill can work both as a pace chaser or late surger. I would say she's a pretty solid Oshi pick. She's a good runner. She's a good runner. She's a good parent, and definitely worth pulling for, especially if you like her, right? Moving on, we have the support cards. Marvelous Sunday, SSR Guts card, and the Karen-chan SR Speed card. So this banner is pretty much you don't want to pull it. Okay, just straight up, you don't want to pull it. Marvelous Sunday has plenty of good cards. You know, you have the SR Wit card, which is really nice as like a secondary Wit card or a primary. And you have the SSR Power support card, which has like 15% race bonus. And this is like an event card that a lot of people should have Max Limit Broken. So this Guts card cannot be used in conjunction with any of those cards. And on top of that, only offers like 5% race bonus at max, which is nothing. And yeah, it's just not very good, especially for a Guts card, which, you know, you have Haru Urara, you have Admire Vega, you have even Sirius Symboli, who offers 5% race bonus. This card, SSR, competing with the other Marvelous Sunday cards in your deck, it just isn't very good at all. And on top of that, you have like the worst heal to provide. Adrenaline Rush is a gold version of Extra Tank, which only gives you a heal if you have low HP, which is just not very good. This card is a very, very easy skip. It's a very easy avoid. This is just not a good card whatsoever. Moving on, you have the Karen-chan Speed SR, and this card is pretty good. It's not worth rolling on this banner for, but eventually, you know, SR cards, they get added to the pool, and you can, well, all the cards do, but like SR cards, eventually, if you do happen to max limit break this, it's a very good speed SR. You have 5% race bonus from the unique effect. You have 30% friendship bonus at max limit break. You have initial friendship gauge. You have some pretty good specialty priority. You have 10% training effectiveness, which is great. And on top of that, you get initial speed and speed bonus. So she's runnable in Track Blazer. She is probably a pretty decent card even past that scenario, just because you have 10% training effectiveness and 30% friendship bonus. She's a very good card. There's not really too much to say. Very solid speed SR, as many speed SRs happen to be. Okay, but yeah, easy skip and easy skip for this banner because this is the only really featured SSR. If this was helpful to you, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Use code MAMA for 10% off your gamer subs. I will see you on the next one. Take care, be safe, and yeah.